You just have to quit whatever you're doing right now, if it's not your true calling. I know, pretty polarizing, the statement, but what is this searching for your true calling even in its deepest essence? Well, a lot of people nowadays are quitting a lot of things and they feel horrible about it. It's not like 50, 60 years ago where you started one career path and you did it for the rest of your life. You like one company and after that retirement, right? Won't happen too often anymore today. But what is the reason for that? Well, some would blame the short attention span that human beings having nowadays more and more. And it may be the case for some or a lot, but there are a certain amount of people that just didn't find their true calling yet. That's why they're trying things out. And maybe you have to try out a lot of things to finally find the one thing that is really right for you. I'm not talking about it's perfect for you, because perfection is an illusion. There is no perfection in life. It's like a fantasy. In your imagination there's perfection, yes, but not in real life, not in this material world we live in, right? And it's totally fine, because you don't have to be perfect. But you need to be right. You need to be upright in your soul and your energy. What is true to you, that's what it's about. So, there are a lot of things we have to overcome when it comes to making our way through this jungle of opportunities and different places we can try out and we even should try out until we found the place that is right for us. But how do you find out what is right, and how do you know if you should quit or not? Maybe you miss the next best thing if you quit now, or if you stay, you miss the next best thing that would be down the road, right? So it's like, yeah, a crazy paradox that most of the time even paralyzes you into doing nothing, which is also not necessarily the thing you want to do. So, let's get back to this metaphor with the jungle. How do you know that you don't want something? You didn't even try. How do you know that you don't like it? Well, there are certain things that you know from the very start that you don't even want to try ever. And that's fair enough. So let's say it's like 10% of all the opportunities that you, right from the start, just deny because you know it. And it's truthful to you, this knowing. And let's say you also that gifted that you know the 10% you want to have absolutely. That's a good place to start. But sometimes you don't even have these 10% and you got like 80 or 90% of, I'm not sure if that would be something right for me. I would love to try, but is it right for me? I don't know. Should I invest the time? And then I'm quitting again. I'm starting and quitting. I don't know. Right? It's like this in-between thing. And these 80% of uncertainty, if you should take this opportunity to even try it out, that's your jungle. That's your jungle of life. That's your jungle of opportunities that is just placed in front of you. And only through getting your machete ready, sharpening it, taking the first steps into this jungle and start chopping down those branches will get you to more clarity, to more answers, to minimize these 80% of uncertainty, what you should do and what is your right calling and your true profession you should follow, the further you get through this jungle. But it will take time, it will take effort, there will be some dangers along the way, and You have to stay disciplined and consistent. And you will get to some places throughout this whole adventure of chopping through your jungle. And you will try out these places. You will rest a while there. You will, just experience this little place you found in this jungle. And then you evaluate, well, what feels right here? What does feel wrong here? Should I stay? Should I move on? And most of the time, if you look at it just how it is and what it means to you, you will get a pretty clear balance of things, which will say stay or leave. If you find it the very first time, you find the first place, awesome, mission completed, you know where to stay. But often it takes a few more tries. So you pack up your things and you get moving again. Start chopping again until you're at the next place, and then rinse and repeat. But most of the time, we then just so lost in the jungle and think like, why even bother? The next place will again have its flaws, and if there's not a perfect place, why shouldn't I even keep moving? Why not just lay down in the middle of the jungle and just die or whatever? It makes no sense, right? Or settle for this other place that I've already visited, but I knew I just won't be really happy there, but it's better than nothing. Well, also not the right choice, right? The thing is, the more we wait, the more baggage we will get on our backs. Meaning a marriage, a family, a kid, 2, 3, 4, 5, or how many you want to have or will have, a mortgage, financial chains, let's say. You will have at some point aching ankles maybe. The older you get, the more baggage you will get on your back in whatever shape or form. The harder it will get to chop through this jungle, to gain more clarity, to try and find out what is the right calling for you. If you settle too soon, you will miss out on the thing that was really supposed to be experienced by you. If you settle too late, you will stay lost in between the places of the jungle, because then you just break down. The beast of burden just collapses with all the financial, relationship, and health burdens or demands, let's say. So you have to find a sweet spot in the golden middle, which is most of the time in the middle of the jungle. There will be a few stops you will have to make and try out a few places if they are the right place for you. But at some point you will have to settle at the place that you know is just right for you, even though it's not perfect. That's the place where you want to stay. That's the place where your calling will be fulfilled by you. But then this little voice is creeping in saying, hey, why settle now? Just check out the next place. Because this place isn't perfect. There's a lot of cool things, but what if the next place is way better? There's everything fine. It won't be perfect. This voice will come of a place of self-sabotage, will come of a place of chasing something for the sake of chasing something, and will leave you burned out and completely exhausted, collapsed, and will maybe even spit in your face while you're laying there unconscious, and then just leaves you. So you have to gain the knowledge, strength, and skill throughout your adventure of the jungle while chopping down those branches, to also determine which voice you should listen to or even believe, and to which voice you have to say no and set boundaries. It all comes with the process of moving through your jungle. You can only gain all this wisdom and find your right place and live your right calling if you take the action, sharpen your machete, get into your jungle, and start chopping those branches. So, keep on quitting if it's not the right thing, but gain wisdom, strength, and skills along the way so that you can get to the right place that will be right for you, and then be wise enough to stay. Bye bye.